and wear them, and then he sent it to me.
I disagree that play was unstoppable, though.
Well, it's only not unstoppable if they pick the same play, right? So if you picked down and B, then it was all-out blitz and nobody blocked anybody. Remember that in that game?
Well, you could just pick the passing play that looked like that alignment, and if you knew you didn't pick the play right away.
And then you can sprint, yeah, but you better have Lawrence Taylor to run across to be able to catch Randall Cunningham on that play. Hey, I've played this game so many times. I got it.
I thought it was a Nate Sudfeld shirt.
Speaking of pass pressure, what did you see from your guys up front as far as pass pressure on Sunday, and do you have any level of concern about their inability to get in there?
No, I don't have any level of concern there. I got a lot of confidence in these guys, a lot of confidence in the coaches that coach these guys, and a lot of confidence in Gannon that will get to the quarterback. That's something that we know we need to do to affect the quarterback, to affect him and get him off his timing and off his rhythm. And I got a lot of faith in these guys. And so, we'll do different things. We got to always put players in position to make plays, and that's what we're working like crazy to do. But as far as our guys, I got so much confidence in that defensive line group.
What was the message in the meeting this morning?
We talked a lot about connecting today. Really, we always go through the same process each week and then we're going to have a theme of the week, a message of the week. And this week it's just about connecting, which just so happens to be our first core value. And again, with that, it's the, you always want them to grow, with their relationships with each other. It's not only going to help them on the field, it helps, it's not only going to help them, off the field, but it will help them on the field. And so, that's what the discussion was, just, and that's not the best individuals that win in this sport, right? It's the best group, it's the best individuals as a team. It's the best team that wins. So that was the main message this morning.
Nick, what's your understanding of how the NFL is officiating quarterbacks on the run this year? Like, what's their points of emphasis?
Yeah, they're always trying to protect the quarterback, and I know, and we understand that, and we're, we have a quarterback like Jalen. We're obviously very appreciative of that, and so, I thought the referees in the game the other day did an outstanding job. It's hard. They have a hard job. They got a really hard job. It's kind of a thankless job too. Like, nobody's going up to them after the game and be like, "You reffed an awesome game," right? Or they're not getting written about them or anything like that. But they got a really hard job, and I really respect their job. And I know what's that?
You could do that. It might help.
Yeah, and we let them know when we think they made the right call. That's for sure. But no, they've. I thought they did a good job, or that crew did a really good job of handling it the other day. And I know they'll try to protect the quarterbacks in this league.
The other day, Jonathan kind of dropped that Howie was involved with game planning. A lot of people took that the wrong way. Could you kind of explain that process?
Yeah, of course. What Jonathan was talking about is when we go in, we talk about the roster all the time. We're always in communication about the roster, and Howie's expertise is, the roster management. And so what we'd have to do, and what we meet with Howie about all the time, is like, hey, Howie, we're going to need this guy up and this guy up. We're going to put this guy down this week and this guy down. And Howie has to make that happen. I can't, I can't go in there and say, or make it happen that Calcaterra is down. I make Calcaterra down and Togiai up, right? This is a great case in point. Howie's got to make it happen. So we have to go in there and discuss with him, here's what we want to happen on the roster this week, and you got to make it happen for us, and he does, right? And so that's what Jonathan's talking about. I know it gets twisted and this and that, and he might not have said it exactly the way but that is exactly what Jonathan's talking about. We have Howie's support, and Howie just wants to help us do our job as best as we can do, and that's how he helps us there in that aspect of, hey, we need Covey up, make it happen. Hey, we need Togiai up, make it happen. And so that's what Jonathan's talking about.
Is it always a one-way conversation that way, though, Nick? Does Howie ever come back and say, well, maybe not?
Well, we discuss everything. But at the end of the day, like, I have the say of who's up on game day and what we need. He's not sitting in there game planning with us either, and to the point where he's, he doesn't know exactly. I'll tell him, hey, we're going to be in 13 personnel a lot. Like, we discuss everything. The best teams I've been on have a great relationship between the head coach and the GM. The crappiest teams I've been on had a bad relationship between the head coach and the GM. And so, of course, we talk through everything. But at the end of the day, Howie's going to say, oh, you need those 3 tight ends up because the plan calls for it this week? Yeah, no doubt. Like, that's kind of how it goes down.
What makes Justin Jefferson unique, and do you see some similarities between him and A.J. Brown?
What I thought, I can always go back to my first initial reaction to Justin Jefferson. We were out of the playoffs, and it must have been we didn't make the playoffs in Indy one year, and I wanted to watch all the players in the national championship game that were playing that night between Alabama and between LSU. I believe that's who played in that national championship game. Am I right there? I wanted to watch all the receivers and quarterbacks that were going to be eligible. So that week leading up to that, because we weren't in the playoffs, I watched Burrow. I watched Devontae. I watched Justin. I watched Chase. I watched all those guys. And I remember putting on the tape and going, man, this Justin Jefferson guy is really, really good. Like, he's really quick. He's got great hands. He runs really good routes. And then I remember it made the game a little bit more enjoyable for me. So I put the game, and then we were watching the game. I'm watching the game with it, and he catches a ball and he puts his foot in the ground quick, and then you get the zoom up of it on the TV camera, and it was like, okay. He says what I thought. He's exactly what I thought. Like, he does have all that quickness. That close-up view really helped me learn that. And so I've always admired his game and respected his game. And he poses a lot of problems. And he's a great football player. And we got some great football players too. And so he's got a great game.
Can you talk about what you saw from Britain Covey?
What did you say? It was Clemson. Yeah, so I watched Clemson, guys. Thank you. I asked if anyone was like, yeah, okay.
Britain Covey.
Yeah.
What made him stand out in week 1, and what did you see that?
It's what kind of made him stand out throughout training camp was his quickness. I think we talked about that before, just how quick he is and how, he just be able to get from here to here so quick. And that to me in the NFL, that's what you got. A lot of guys can run fast, but the guys that really excel are the guys that can change directions, and he does that, and he's sure-handed back there. And so you build confidence on a guy not based off of what he's done in the games, but yet based off of what he's done in the games, but he hadn't had any games, right? So it's what we saw over and over and over and over and over again in practice.
What do you like out of Janarius Robinson, the team? Sign him off the Vikings.
Big man, who we liked this tape coming out and saw an opportunity there. Obviously, really bummed about Derek, but saw an opportunity there to improve our roster. And, our defense coaches liked him. I liked him. Howie liked him and his staff. And, we saw our way to improve our roster. So you'll see him out there. He is big. He is a big man. It was nice to see him and Josh eating lunch together the other day, and so I may have hummed the Florida State fight song chant when I walked by him, but he's a big dude.
With the influx of the new 5 faces on defense, including a safety 12 days before the start of the season, legitimate excuse for the defensive struggles?
No, I don't believe so, Jeff. Again, we got to put them in the best positions they can to succeed. Of course, you're always working on gelling, but we treat practices like games. We're going out there and we treat walkthroughs. We always say we're full speed to the snap and walkthrough. So we've had so many reps to get ourselves ready to do this, and I'll never give an excuse for that. And so that to me wasn't what the struggle was.
With that influx of talent, how much pressure is on Jonathan this year, and where's your confidence level that he'll be able to figure it out?
Yeah, I got a ton of confidence in Jonathan. That's why he's here. And as far as the pressure, I mean, this is the NFL, and so and this is Philly, right? And so we know what the expectation is, and the expectation is to win football games, and it's our job as coaches to figure out how we can win as many, put the players in position to win as many as we possibly can. And so confidence level super high, pressure, nothing new to us. That's what the NFL and is all about.
All right, we got Walker. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.